Something I used to do when I was starting out was to go around the cycle of fourths in as many different ways as possible, meaning doing octaves, doing chords, doing scales, away from the piano and at the piano. So you can do what I'm going to talk about here away from the piano. Let me just give you a couple of examples. One that I'll start with them more easy and then get more complicated. So the first one is simply to play the first four notes of the major scale. You can do that with different hands or do it in octaves. Let's do it in octaves. And all I'm doing is just going around a little pattern, switching to the next key, but only going up to the fourth each time. So that is confirming at least four notes of the seven of each major scale, but there's still some coordination with the hands going on. Now I'm in F, now I'm in B flat, now I'm in E flat, now I'm in A flat, now I'm in D flat. You see, it might come down here and continue from D flat. Now I'm in G flat, now I'm in B, now I'm in E, now I'm in A, now I'm in D. Let's come back down here. Now I'm in G. Like that. So I'm only playing the first four notes. Great exercise to do. Of course, just do it with individual fingers all the way from down here, perhaps. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, G, up to C. That's a very, very nice one to do. The next thing to do is take your major and minor triads and play them, basically. Just play them in a very simple way. Try and do it as quickly as possible. So instead of just waiting for 4 beats, try to do it every 1 beat or every 2 beats. I'll do it every 2 beats to demonstrate. So my brain is thinking ahead to the next chord. Now I'm on E flat. My head is in E flat. Now it's in A flat. Now it's in D flat. Now it's on G flat. Now it's on B, E, A, D, G, C. So there's a nice little exercise to do there where you're saying the next chord ahead. And of course, doing that quicker, you'll just be going. Because the answer, the next key, just flashes into your mind and you're producing that what I call conscious interference. The answer is just coming to you, your eyes are seeing it, and you're playing it. Now, you can take that even further and do it with more complicated chord types, but making it sound interesting. So I just did a major triad. Let me just do some minor type chords. Let's do whole diminished. Now, you may not know the shape yet, but this is a good way to learn it in each key. You're going to play the whole diminished, but you're going to play it in a melodic way, which means you're just going to play it a bit more pretty. You might put a bass note in and play like this. You don't have to put it to time, but you can. Let's do it a bit more freestyle. Now on to B flat whole diminished. Going up to E whole diminished, E flat, sorry. On to A flat. D flat. Onto the B, etc. And then onto the E, A, D, G, C again. So just go around making it sound a bit more melodic. So I used to just play around doing things like that. I think it's quite interesting. You can also make little melodies where you're only playing you're playing the whole major scale, but each time you're moving to a new key, it's always going to be a fourth up. So you're reinforcing the major scales, but going around the cycle of fourths. Not so much a left hand, more of a right hand thing. So maybe I'll just feel a bit of a swing or something, and I'll just play a little melody in the key of C. Now I'm on F. Now I'm in B flat, so I've got the E flat there. Now I'm going to E flat. I'm playing this because I'm in the key of E flat now. I just didn't start on the root. A flat there, just switched over. D flat. Then G flat, etc., etc., and you'll get to B, E, A. So just playing around, you're just switching the key each time. Fantastic practice because it just helps to reinforce those key shapes. And then away from the piano, I don't like raw memorizing, but sometimes you just need it for this because the cycle of fourths is not something that you really memorize. It's something that you just work out instantly. So it's a good practice when you're away from the piano to just say to yourself, C, F, B flat, E flat, but see it changing in your mind. E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, C, and just drill that, sequence It's much more important than the cycle of fifths because chords are based on the cycle of fourths. For example, the infamous 6-2-5-1 of many, many thousands of songs, but let's just take Fly Me to the Moon, everyone knows it. Although it is a 6, in the key of C here, although it is a 6-2-5-1, the actual movement of the space, well, the interval between each chord is a fourth, because A is going up to D, which is a fourth, just happens to be the second in D. D up, it's second in C. The fourth of D is the G, happens to be the fifth in C, but it's still a fourth up. So in a way, the 6-2-5, even the 3-6-2-5-1, starting on a 3, that'd be E. Even that goes up a fourth to the sixth. So the whole thing is just 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. It's in the cycle of fourths, and that applies, of course, to all the keys that you do this in. And often after you've played the 1, you'll go up a fourth again. So you just can't escape that cycle of fourths, especially if you're interested in jazz. So maybe just play around with that, try variations, play the chords as octaves, try different rhythms, do it only with the left hand, do different chord types, and you might even want to try moving backwards and forwards as well, like 2 forward, 1 back. If I just take C dominant 7, do it with a little simple stride, go up to F7, so we have to go 2 forward to B flat, and I'm going to go back to F, just to get used to doing it, then back to B flat, then up to the E flat, and then you'll go back down 1 to B flat, and then up to E flat to A flat, down to E flat, up to A flat to D flat, etc. It just gets you used to not being stuck in that one, in that 4-4-4-4-4, but coming back 2 forward. It just helps your brain practice not following the same pattern all the time. Makes it sound a bit more interesting too. And the blues is based on 1-4-5, and it often goes 4-1-4-1, not just 1-4, of course. So please play around with the cycle of fourths. There's many things you can do in it, and even if you start to look at your jazz repertoire, you'll see that all the chord progressions are based on, 80+% are based on the cycle of fourths. Very important key, circle to learn, passes through all the keys. Play around with it, take advantage to master the major scales and try different chord types, try different styles, different rhythms, different technical exercises, and you can just do them all around the cycle of fourths, and that will benefit you in many different ways. So there you go. As always, likes, comments, subscriptions are always welcome. Have a look at my video management website, Waterpenis and Syllabus, Pat's Patreon, and all my playlists, and I'll see you in the next video. All the best, and bye for now.